Boop. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another stream with your boy, Tiffy. And, sorry for taking so long to start the stream, but here we are. And speaking of taking so long to start the stream, yeah, that's what we're gonna actually work on today. So, yeah, you're probably sat there and you're sitting on that starting soon screen. So that's actually what I want to work on today. So it's September, and it is time for me to return from hiatus. I spent a lot of time doing some illustration work to really push and test my skills. But I think, we've put enough time into that, and I kind of want to now mix it up a bit. So, 2 years ago, I can say 2 years ago, wow, it's been 2 years. 2 years ago, I started a webcomic. It's called Reborn Daughter. And I spent about a year making chapters. You can read it for free on Webtoons. It's a free comic, guys. I did a lot of work. All you gotta do is just read it. And, if you want to take the extra step, you can tell me how you felt about it or what do you think about the comic. But it is for ages 16 plus. So for those of you who are just not of age, you're just gonna have to wait a bit. But that is a comic I have worked on, and now I'm going to be returning and continue to create the story. However, I will be making more episodes, but I will be uploading those episodes on my Patreon. So if you guys didn't know, I do have a Patreon. It's always at the beginning, at the end of my streams. You see the little P there. If you follow the links that I put on my channel, you can definitely find it. This is just typically what most comic people do to, make some kind of money. I'm going to decrease the amount, that people need to subscribe for the Patreon. But, this is like the one thing that I can possibly do, being a creator of an indie comic, to get some kind of support for my work. So for those of you who want to read all the up-to-date chapters of that webcomic, come check me out on Patreon. Now, this is going to be the plan, so listen up. For those of you who don't care, you can just skip forward to the next part of the video. Don't worry, I will leave timestamps, but the plan for the rest of the year is going to be, I'm going to continue to work on chapters, and because I'm going to be uploading on my Patreon, I am going to have a nice warm-up. So what I mean by warm-up is that on the webtoon, I had a very strict schedule. It was bi-weekly, and I stuck to it. I took 2 weeks to make each chapter. I made sure each chapter was uploaded on time. I was never late, and that's something that I'm proud of. Now on Patreon, though, that's not something I think I need to keep up with. The value is going to come from having early access to the chapters before I post it up on the webtoon. That's going to be what you're paying for, and you're also paying for like more of the intimacy, like because on the Patreon there's like behind the scenes stuff. There's like, I share a lot of thoughts that I don't normally share online on the Patreon. And, there's also like polls that you can take a part of, which, very few people have, I'll admit, I only had like 2 or 3 people on the Patreon for a while. But, but the Patreon is, I have prepared it so that there is some value for people who want to support me. They get a little something. You get something. I'm not trying to ask for money and give you nothing for it, right? So, but that's just going to be the where I want to be the hub for the fan, a fan base, if I do occur any fan base. And of course, if you're reading the comic online, the Patreon link is also up on there as well on Webtoon. Now, again, it's an optional benefit that you can have if you want to support me. If you want to read it for free and support me that way, it's another form of support that I greatly appreciate. So no worries. but I'm just going to say that you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer, just because I want to really increase that margin of benefits for the direct supporters who, support me financially. Now, so I'm gonna make it cheaper and accessible, but also I want to give more value to that content over there. So I'm planning on making the Patreon ahead by like half a year. So that's going to be the plan. So for anybody who wants to read the new chapters of Reborn Daughter, it is now September. I'm basically saying wait like 4 more months. Pretty much like January-ish. I'm like next year. I'm going to be uploading all of the new episodes on Webtoons, and so you've already waited a year. I, you've probably got a lot going on. I'm pretty sure you guys have time to wait. There are other things you could be excited about. So I don't think it's too much of a big deal to make you wait 4 more months. But if you can't wait and you don't mind supporting me financially, you can come check me out on Patreon. That's Talk Tiffy out on Patreon, and you'll be able to see all the new episodes right away. And my goal right now, starting from now, is to at least finish the first season of Reborn Daughter. We are about halfway there. So I've been thinking a lot about where the story's going and how do I really want to wrap up this season. I've been reading books. I've been learning more about, just writing and how to tell a story better. So I'm feeling really good about the storytelling for the second half of it. For those of you who gritted it and stuck around for my bad storytelling from the beginning of the comic, I really appreciate you guys for sticking it out with me. And, I hope you enjoy the rest of the season. And now I'm also going to reveal my future plans, where not only will Patreon members be ahead, but Patreon members will have access to season 2. Now, this is something I spent the whole year thinking about, and I'm pretty sure I want to move forward like this. The second season of my webcomic is very, how do I say, we just talk about a lot of topics that are pretty controversial. I just don't know how Webtoon is going to treat me if I put this kind of content on their platform, is what I'm saying. So, until I learn a little bit more, I feel safer putting that content just on the Patreon and just making it Patreon exclusive. So that's going to be the goal. On Webtoons, we're only going to get season 1 for free, and the story will continue on my Patreon. So that's kind of the plan that I have. Now, how I'm going to organize that, because Patreon has evolved for the past few years and they've given creators a lot more options on how they want to set their business models. I don't think I'm going to do what's standard. I think I'm going to mix it up a bit and change up the business model. And which I like. I like all the new options because it makes it more flexible. When I first started Patreon, I didn't like how limited my options were because I felt like there were other business models that would work better for comics in general. And now we have those options. So there's that. Okay, so that's going to be the plan with Reborn Daughter. For those of you who are fans of my work, I truly appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy what's to come, and I hope you eventually like the series enough, at least by the end of season 1, to want to continue to read it and support me in the future. And if you do, and you're seeing this video now, thank you so much. Thank you so much. People like you are the reason why I am able to continue and create, things that I'm passionate about. And yeah, so now, actually, speaking of fans and speaking of comics, I do have a second one. I entered a new comic into Webtoons 2025 contest called 5 Shooting Stars. Now, I don't know if it's nobody read it much, right, on Webtoons. Like, it's literally like I think under 10 people read it, but Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job, and it's a pretty good story. Now, the now as far as now, I'm gonna be working on Dreamboard Daughter. Will I be working on Five Shooting Stars? That's gonna be like, just let me know how you feel. If you read the first three episodes and the only three episodes, that it's gonna be like that for a while. But if you really feel like you want to see more of Five Shooting Stars, communicate that to me. I am the author. I'm the only person who can create more episodes of the series. So I just made it for the contest. I wasn't planning on making more than three episodes unless, people demand that they want to see more. I only know a handful of people who want to see more. But these are people in my personal life. And, I just kind of told them like, hey, you're going to be around for a while. So, you can look forward to me continuing this like later, but it's not like a priority project. But this one is for all ages, and this is why I'm considering working on it versus Reborn Daughter, because again, Reborn Daughter is going to move into some highly controversial, I can't say the word, but you guys, the topics that I'm going to be covering in this comic is going to be a little out there, and it's going to be only for a specific audience. But I do like the idea of making content that's for everybody. And Five Shooting Stars is definitely something that is accessible for, all ages. It's a cute little story about, destiny and the stars. So, just let me know if you're interested in Five Shooting Stars. Let me know. The more people I see want to read this comic, want to see where this goes, then the more inclined I will be to stop working on Reborn Daughter, give this comic a break, and then just work on this one. Okay, so all right, and while I'm here, let's talk about the gaming channel. Now, I do play video games. Now, I do work a lot. I do draw a lot. Most of my week is spent drawing and working on my stuff. But I do give myself one day to play video games, and I don't mind sharing that day with everybody on the internet. So, typically people who do art like video games and the such. So if you're interested in hanging out with me and, just chill with me while I play a video game, which are mostly JRPGs, but, I play other stuff, of course. Like, you can see on the screen, there's Pokemon Unite, we got Mario Party. I just finished playing Final Fantasy VIII. But, yeah, come check me out on Tower Tiffy Out Games. If you feel like, that'd be something you're interested in. I do stream that on Mondays. But, if you're more, just focus on the art stuff and you just want to be here for the art and chills and the vibes, then, you can just stick to this channel where I rarely bother you because we get one live drawing stream a week. And every once in a while, if I do an illustration, I'll give you guys a short. The most active I ever am is in October. So I'll see everybody next month. Next month, I'm going to be harassing you with shorts every day. And live streaming every day, actually. Yeah, so, and this is partially why I want to do the warm-up for Reborn Daughter, because I don't want to be stuck on the schedule, especially when I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of other things, because I did work on a lot of illustrations, but I still want to make illustrations here and there, just kind of push myself every once in a while in terms of like training with my artwork, because illustration work allows me to kind of really push my the skills. Now I could do that with the comic work, but the problem with the web comic is that once I commit to drawing things a specific way, I have to repeat it. So as you saw before, these illustration can take hours and hours, and comics is like making a whole bunch of illustrations. This one after the other, and I have to make about 50 of them for each episode, and to color them and to be very detailed and specific for every single one and do that by myself is very time consuming. So when it comes to the webcomic, I down the quality, of course, so that way it's more about just presenting the story and we're less worried about how detailed the artwork is. Now there are some artists who want to make it very detailed and still want to tell the story. Everybody's different. Everybody's got like a different skill set, their own support group. I'm by myself. I don't have that much time throughout the week to really punch out those comics in a consistent way, especially when I know that the comic is long. So Reborn Daughter especially is a long story. So I have to stick to making art that's pretty, fast, right? And that's why I kind of do like the cell shading anime art thing, because it doesn't take too much time for me to just finish a panel and I can move on to the next one. And we've got a nice steady flow of creating art and content, right, for people to consume. But because I'm stuck doing that, it just kind of, when I did it for a year and I went back and doing illustration, I really felt like I regressed. And that's just because I haven't been, using my brain in a way where I'm creating, a piece of work that is, that's asking for a lot, right? It's like, oh, I want to see this form get detailed. How do we shade this? What colors do we use for that? The relationships between light and the forms, and all that good stuff. These are things that I don't typically think too much about when I'm doing comics, just because we're more focused on just the fundamental shapes and the forms. And then when we color it, we're coloring it like, you're coloring a coloring book, that nice, very chill, like, we're just putting in the colors where they belong, and we're filling in all the gaps and all that good stuff. It's very therapeutic, right? So that's kind of the vibe I'm going for when I'm making the comic, versus like the illustration. It's like I'm really thinking about how everything's related to each other, and putting values correctly down on the illustrations, and so far. I've learned a lot doing illustrations over the past few months here, and I may incorporate what some of the stuff that became muscle memory into the comic. So I may bump up the quality of the comic just because I've gotten used to some of the things. But I also want to go back and forth. I want to do comic work, but I also want to work on an illustration and then come back to it later, right? Which is pretty much what we're going to be doing today. So I spent about half an hour yapping. Thank you for listening, for those of you who are interested in my personal life and plans. But that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing on the channel. Wednesdays we will be working on illustrations. So I will be working on the comic throughout the week, but Wednesdays specifically on stream, I will be working on illustrations. So that's the plan. Now, what illustrations I'm going to be working on right now, at least the plan is to kind of bump up the stream. So since I've been streaming every week and I've committed to this, I just figured, all right, maybe I should start committing to stylizing the stream. For those of you who have been watching the stream for a while, you've probably already seen that, on Twitch, I'm still using a lot of the default emotes. My starting soon screen is just, regular text. I just put starting soon text, and I just put a picture that I drew before, and that was it. Nothing special. Nothing that screams out that, I want to be a streamer, even though I technically am not a streamer. But, let's start committing to, stylizing the stream. And I'm gonna, and I'm gonna do it for both streams, because we have the gaming channel and we have the drawing channel. So I just figured, I'll extend myself a little farther here, and we will have enough work at least for the rest of the year. So we have, the idea is just to have something to work on. I have something to work on. So once I finish stylizing the art stream, then we can move on to stylizing the video game stream. Or, I'll go back and forth. This is going to be a very how I feel moody type of thing. And, I'm just going to start coming up with ideas. And, for those of you listening, feel free if you have any ideas that, I should be doing. If you watch other streamers and you watch other forms of content and you see there's cool things on their stream that you like, that you would probably like to see here, well, let me know. Drop a comment on the YouTube video, or you could drop it into the chat, into the live chat, if you feel brave enough. But if you don't, and you just want to lurk and you just want to chill and be a part of the vibes, that's fine too. All right, that's enough yapping from me. On screen there are two concept ideas I have. One's for the video game stream, the other one's for the art stream. Today we're going to be working on the the one for the art stream. So before we get into that, you know, as always, we got to practice. We got to do our warm-ups. So let's go ahead and clear these up. GS concept. I'm going to write these down. AS concept. Okay. Let's unroll that. Just people standing. All right. Got the pencil. Let's turn on the playlist. So I'm gonna have music play in the background. I'm gonna go look at some references. And we're just gonna draw forms, you know, human body. I'm gonna practice drawing the human body. And of course, guys, if you find the channel helpful, you feel motivated, feel like you're learning something, you know, you can help me out with a like on YouTube, or you can follow me or subscribe, whether you're on Twitch or on YouTube. You guys already know, if you've been around social media for a while, you know how to support people. And of course, the support is always appreciated, and it helps me feel better about what I'm doing here. Because if I get feedback, it makes me feel like I am being helpful, and you know, the content's actually valuable. Yeah, let's grab a pen and let's get drawing. Not the boxes. What is this abomination I just created? Hey, what's up, Apopus? I'm so hyped for 2.0. Yo, I'm hyped too. Is it? Did it drop already? No, is it? It's not. It's not dropping now, right? Get it by tomorrow or maybe tonight. But I will. I'm hyped, but I'm gonna wait until next Monday. So, next Monday I'll stream the polls for Cord. I decided I'm gonna pull for Cord. And I will do it live. Man, it's overnight. Okay, so yeah, so it's gonna be tonight. All right, cool. All right, but yeah, I'm excited, but I'm gonna do everything on stream. So I'm just going to continue to do dailies like usual. But Monday I'll pull for Cord, and then we can start running to the third palace. Did you watch the stream of Constant Announcement? No, I didn't watch the stream. Any highlights that I should know about from the stream? Because I'm just, as far as I know, we're getting Cord, and we're getting Palace 3. And they updated like how the gacha works. You are in for an info dump. Oh boy, here we go. Lay it on me. We're getting 1k free gems. Ooh, 60 Cognite shards. Oh, okay. Which can be converted into a Cognite of a 5-star character through Yui, Yusuke, and Makoto added soon. We're getting a free 5-star? I kind of feel bad for people who pull from Makoto already. Or Yusuke. Or even Yui, actually. But no, okay, well, if you kept up, then I guess you're getting a shard. But for us free-to-play players, this is nice. All right, I love it. I get rewarded for doing nothing. Hooray! No, stop. But okay, that's already hype. Wow, which 5-star should I get then? You know, I'm gonna get Makoto, actually. I need a new healer. I'm gonna get Makoto. Yusuke is too special, and what I mean by that is that I would have to, if I want to optimize Yusuke, I need to get the right the cards, right, for Yusuke's build, and then I also want the right teammates for Yusuke. Oh, it's Cognite, not a character. Oh, okay. Got you. Okay, so you get a free Cognite for one of the day. Oh, okay. Ah, thanks. So that's useless for me then, because I don't have the character. All right, I'm getting hyped up for no reason. Okay, a new store on their official site with discount on free platinum coins with the first purchase, free gems with every other purchase, and monthly free gems just for visiting the store. All right, I loved everything but the last sentence. Let me stop. But that last sentence, definitely going to be taking advantage of that. But as far as purchases go, I'm not too interested. But that's big for anybody who puts money into the game, whether you're a whale or a dolphin. That's actually pretty big. You get way more bang for your buck. So that's nice. Okay, what else? What else? What else we got? New characters. Wind and a buff Cord. They buffed Cord? We've got a new task system like HSR where you send characters out on a mission to get rewards. Okay. The daily reward 10 gems, the weekly reward gold tickets. Ooh, okay. And Cognite shards. Ooh, we get Cognite shards? Special limited tasks can be rewarded even more. Ooh. And this is global only? New characters when buff. Yeah, chapter 3 story, phase 104. We've got the new palace with a new wonder weapon to earn. Alright, aside from like the store that we have right now. Which, speaking of which, I gotta work on wonder. I haven't like tried to. I think I almost have all the personas now, and now the next step is to just build the personas. I haven't, like, all my personas are on their base kits. I have to learn how to build them and put good skills onto them, which is what I'm gonna use all my coffee for. I'm gonna burn the stamina just to get the skills to build the personas right away, and then, you know, passive stuff will be passive stuff. Cord's attack now has a chance to shock and buff, and the buffs can increase attack even more. All right. And yeah, everybody definitely wants to pull for Cord, which is great because, you know, I actually really I like Cord. That's great to know. I like that character, so I'm looking forward to having her in my roster. And, you know, it's gonna feel nice to have a very overpowered character. A new area with new side stories, new city life action, shops, and more capsule. Oh man, more capsule machines. Okay. I've been spending a lot of money picking up some of the capsule stuff. I've been collecting it now that I've got the extra expenses for it. I can afford it now, but good to know we're getting more. We got another 7-day login campaign for a total of 20 platinum tickets and 20 platinum coins. Nice. We've got... Okay. So they're really helping us catch up. They're giving us the resources. Some free pools. That's really, really nice. Hopefully the community stops complaining. Because, you know, because we're eating good right now. We're eating good right now. A new event campaign encourages you to explore all the new stuff, totaling to 1,280 gems plus more platinum ticket and coins. Wow, we're getting... Alright, time to start summoning. It's time to start summoning. This is wonderful. Or save, or we could save actually. Maybe we don't need to spend all of this. We can save all that resources, right? Because now I'm getting closer to getting that A6 Violet. And for our Companion, I hope Violet is meta, because then I'm gonna feel like I'm contributing. We've got the new mini event to receive double rewards and Realm of Repressions 5 times a day. Oh, thank goodness, yeah, because I'm trying to get everybody to level 80, and it's they're asking for so much, so much. So getting double will be nice. I can finally start leveling people up and doing some other of the in-game content. We've got new Mementos area. Okay, that makes sense because we have a new palace. You are not kidding. That is a big info dump. By the way, I posted my Closer and Floret in the guild chat to unlock all of the attack gallery items. Yeah, by the way, how did you do that? Because I saw that we did it in the chat and I had no idea how to do it. I can only write text in the chat and that's it. So yeah, been meaning to ask that actually, now that you brought it up. I don't know how to share the character into the chat. Another event to earn a special weapon for wind. When you're in the Thieves menu, click on the magnifying glass to bring up full stats. And the bottom right is the share button. Then click guild. Got you. Okay, thank you. Alright. And you want me to share all my characters? That's what the guild wants? Or just like my strongest ones? Or at least like, I guess the ones that hit level 70 or 80, right? Because that's when we get the gallery items. Super levels introduced for leveling beyond Wonder 80. Super levels. Wait, we can go beyond 80 now? Oh, come on. I just made it at 80. That's a lot. Okay, we're telling everyone to post any characters with a rating of at least 60. Okay, rating with at least 60. That's my whole fire team. So that's Key, that's Lufeo, and that's my On. For sure. I just leveled up my puppet as well. They're giving us... Next update includes the event to earn a Minami Cognite and a 5-star weapon of your choice. Yeah, but I want the character. Give me the character. Give me. No, stop. I'll get the Cognite, and then, you know, once she gets into the premium pool, we'll pull her with the gold tickets. They're also giving us a 5-star weapon box to celebrate 100 days since release. Oh, nice. Okay. Or probably more. I can't remember. All right. I've been asking in Discord for Lufeo and Key to be posted. Don't worry, I got you guys. I'll do it tonight after stream. I will. Now that I know how to do it, I'll post my Lufeo and my Key. No worries, because I'm super committed to my free-to-play fire team that has been destroying all of the in-game content for me. Speaking of which, I just finished all of the train of desire levels on the Hope Station. I just beat the level 80. The Orochi snake was the hardest one, but I was able to do it with puppet. I did the cruel set, but I didn't get all of it. I just got all the main damaging ones, and I got the lucid one, so that way the Navi gets to act more often. So basically, I just had Puppet come in and just give shields every time I have a turn. While I stack on the agony stacks on the snake, because it keeps it every time it dies. So I slowly stack on the stacks, and since he starts off with fire, we take resisted damage. So at the beginning, I just kind of stack up on the stacks. I put up the shields, and then once he starts dying over and over, it's where it's like I have to freaking survive the onslaught, because every time Orochi dies, it attacks again, and I don't get the chance to heal or put up shields. So I'm using Puppet to like reduce weakness damage, because the snake hits Ki and Lufeo for wind weakness, and they hit on for the ice weakness, right? But if Puppet gets to act every turn, then I can use the second ability to reduce their damage from the weakness, and we can survive that onslaught. So that was my strategy to get past the Orochi on level 8 for the and that makes all of it. I've defeated all the bosses on the Metro. It feels good. It feels good. Now the challenge is beating Asura and the Trumpeter on Nightmare 25 plus, which I have not been able to do. It's been tough, actually. I think I may need better units. I don't think the fire teams is enough for me to beat that content. It's pretty tough. I will say that I haven't maxed out. The weapons are not level 80 yet, and the revelation cards still need work. But even with all that, I still think I still don't think I can beat it with that team. I don't know. I'll give it a try. I think the next steps are the personas. I gotta make Wonder better, because right now Wonder is the one bringing the team down. So I need Wonder to give me the debuffs and the buffs for the teams, and also debuff the enemy, so that way we have a better time, and I make better use of Wonder's turns, because every other character has their own thing that they do. They have their own job. I need Wonder to fill in all of the missing jobs. I think you may have done more than me in Metro. Yeah, I mean, I've completed the whole thing, so if you haven't beaten all of the bosses on the highest level, then yeah. Which, I'm telling you, the Cruel set, if you can play, I don't know if it's just Fire Team, but the Fire Team makes very good use of the Cruel set, and the Cruel set, after you spend a turn just smacking them up with all of the main moves, they just, after 2 different turns, they just die from the damage of Cruel. It works on every boss except for the snake. So just on your run, just pick up all the Cruel sets, and at the end, max them all out, and then you just gotta live for 2 turns and you win. Which, if you have Puppet, that's very easy to do. I just finished leveling up my Puppet. The snake is the only one that strategy doesn't really work on, because every time it dies, it attacks you, and you just have to survive the onslaught. So I was able to complete it by spamming Puppet over and over with the Lucid set. Because once you get 4, every time a character acts, you have a 40% chance to use your Navi again. Oh, we're getting Joker back. Okay. Well, I mean, I love Joker, but I want to prioritize getting all my favorite characters first. Also, question, Opopus. I haven't been able to find it, but do you know who goes into the standard banner? Alright, I know Joker is always gonna be limited, but is Makoto gonna go into the standard banner eventually? Is Yusuke gonna go in there? Is Kechi gonna go into that banner? Is who else? More importantly, Violet. I want to know if Violet goes into that banner, because if we're gonna get Violet or Kasumi into if we're gonna get them in the premium banner eventually, then maybe I won't go so hard in getting the A6 version. I'll just use the platinum resources to get her right away, and then maybe I'll wait until she goes into the standard banner to get her to A6. But that's if she ever goes. But if these characters are always limited, then never mind. As for my recommendations for you before I would check out the new store for the free monthly gems and maybe drop $1 if you get at least 2 platinum coins for the first purchase. Do your tasks and dailies, redeem your freebies from your inbox, and do your daily double rewards in the realm of repression. I would also recommend you to unlock Wind before pulling for Cord so she can drop dupes. Oh, we have to unlock Wind first? Wait, what do you mean by that? What does that mean? Because I'll stream it all day if that's the case. I'm gonna be pulling Core next Monday. If I have to unlock Wind first, then you know we'll do that first. There's a list somewhere for the standard characters. I know Minami and Phoebe will go into the standard banner. Yes, that much I do know as well. But like for characters like Violet or like even like maybe you know, like, yeah, just like the you know, the P5 Phantom Thieves, if they're always gonna stay limited, or even if they do get into the standard banner, but I have to wait like a whole year, then I'll probably just, you know, get them now. Because I know, you know, we'll get reruns probably. But it's just more about spending the premium currency. If you pull before unlocking Win, you can't get any of her dupes. If you pull after unlocking Win, you can get her dupes. And oh, okay, Win's a 4-star, right? Got you. Okay, thanks for letting me know, Popus. All right, so that's gonna be the plan for next Monday's stream. We're gonna go through the story content. We're gonna get Wind. And I guess at the end of stream, I'll pull for Cord, and hopefully I get lucky. Let's see, because I'm trying to be as cheap as possible. Actually, I don't know, because Cord's A1 is really good too. Maybe I should try to pull for Cord's A1. I gotta math it out. Like, how much do I need to get an A6 Violet? Is the question. How many gems am I gonna have to use? Hey, what's up, Mo? Yeah, that's right. You heard premium. Because we're talking about the new update for Persona 5X. The Phantom Thieves. I forgot about the new Revelation sets. Yeah, we're getting new Revelation sets, I've heard. I just started looking into Revelations because I'm at that point in the game now where, you know, we're gonna be min-maxing. And of course, Revelations are gonna be RNG based, so you have to kind of grind for the perfect stats here. But, you know, what's important is knowing what kind of cards you want. I don't pull for limited dupes, especially now that we can earn Cognite shards. Wait, what do you mean you can earn it? Because they, you know, by earning, you mean they just give it to us, right? Or do you mean like... Oh wait, you just mentioned it earlier, right? We can use the, Yeah. We can use the Connect shards to get the Cognite, you know, specific character Cognite shards, right? To help us get the A. So we can just pull the character and not worry too much about getting their A skills. I see my gentle ear was very elegant to me for hearing it from your stream. That's right. Yeah, out of, you know, even after all the, I think the playlist is playing, right? Hold on, I'm just not just japping and okay, yeah. There is music playing. Cool. Hey, how we doing, Mo? Welcome to the stream. How you doing, my boy? I know a lot of YouTubers will tell you to get A1 cord, but if you hold on to your 60 shards given to you, eventually you could trade them in for a cord Cognite. And during that time, you can earn more with weekly tasks. That's amazing. So now I'm gonna be cheaper. Yes. That's good news to me. I can hoard my shards, guys. Mo says, as usual, very demure, Senor Tario. Morality. Morarity? Tario Morarity? Tario Morarity. Yes, very demure. Somebody copyrighted that, I think. Mo says, Apopus, what's up? Our Persona 5X expert. Who's on YouTube, by the way. So, you know, Apopus, if you look on the screen and you see on the chat, you'll see that, you know, Mo is on YouTube. So everything he types is gonna be on the screen. Unless Mo wants to come to Twitch. But yeah, thank you so much for the info dump, Apopus, and for all the advice. It's very, very helpful. These are things that I don't hear people on YouTube talk about. You know, and it's great to just learn about these good strategies and tactics moving forward. And oh, and there's more options. Okay, I have more news for you as well. Minami has been added as a romance. Let's go! I don't want to yell too loud because the mic's gonna take my voice away, but I'm so happy right now. Okay, that's it. It's decided. We know the girlfriend. We know who I'm romancing now. Okay. She has been added as a romance synergy on the other version. Oh, on the other version. Oh, okay, so on okay. So we're gonna get her eventually then. That's great news. So we'll get her in about a year, I guess. Well, maybe we'll get her in a year. I mean, we're behind, but remember, they're trying to catch global up with them. So we may get her sooner than, we know. And rumor has it that you could romance multiple characters. Uh-oh. I don't know about that. Unsure if it's at the same time, or you have to use the item to change to a friend before romancing another. Oh my gosh. Imagine. Well, and we talked about that before in the last stream, but yeah, I was thinking like, I think we should get the ability to change our mind if they're going to keep adding, more girls that we can romance. But I also find it interesting on how that execution is going to become. Like maybe, imagine just breaking up with the girl and just being like, you know what, let's just stay friends. And then you can get with somebody else, but you need like a specific item to break up with somebody. Just be like, I want to see other people. Do I come over through my shadow realm? Up to you, Mo. But the thing is that when you stay on YouTube, you still have the #1 fan badge. So if you want to keep that, you may want to stay on YouTube. My man, the OG right here. Oh, I drew this wrong. We gotta fix this. I feel they will return the secret seed, but dating every girl. Then they all jump you. Oh man. The Valentine scene. When they find out you're cheating. Apopus says, I forgot about the new band club songs being added as well. Nice. Yeah, we got new songs, which is like, You know, I talked about it last stream too. I really like the rhythm game. It's definitely it's fun. It's challenging. I've tried pro. There's only one song that's in pro level, and let me tell you, my first impression of that song is like, yo, this is impossible. How do they expect us to beat this? Like, it's so dumb. I'd be interested to know if somebody actually beat that, but as far as I can see, it's a very difficult song to beat on that level. I gave up on beating it because I put a little bit of time trying to learn the combo strings, but it's just too much, especially for like I did it on keyboard and then I tried it on the phone. It's just the interface is just too wonky for me to play that game at that speed. You know, if we had less buttons to work with, then I feel like, you know, I would have a better time. But there's just like 6 buttons spread across the screen like that. It's just too much. But now that we have Ayaka as a synergy, and you go through her line, you see that you get buffs that make it easier and make those levels possible to beat, which I think is very silly. Like, I like the game, but I don't like the idea of them making a whole entire synergy for it. You know what I mean? Like, they really sat there and said, yeah, you know, we're gonna make this level stupid, but, you know, we're gonna allow synergy to give you guys the ability to beat it. But also nice to know that I've got a complete combo on all the songs, knowing that I was kind of, the songs were you know, were meant to be nerfed through a synergy somewhere down the line. Cause you know, I've completed all the songs except for the one song, the first song that's in pro level. That's the only song I wasn't able to complete. But now with all the buffs, it's like, you know, one of the buffs, it's like freaking, you know, if you mess up, they turn it into a perfect. For like every 10 seconds, and I'm like, okay, so every once in a while you can if you mess up your combo, you don't mess up your combo, so you're allowed to miss like maybe 4 notes throughout a whole song if it's really that hard. And they also they made the timing easier to get perfects and greats. Let's see. Weekly tasks start at 1 Cognite shards and 2 gold tickets. The more tasks you complete, the more rewards you get for each completion. Nice. You know, are we getting any more train? The Metro Train of Desire rewards? Because man, I got a lot of rewards off of that. I've got 2 4-star, you know, you get 2 free 4-star pulls off of the train along with like a whole bunch of other resources. But I hit the max cap already, so now it's like I have no reason to play the freaking Train of Desires anymore until like we get another update and they add another line and they add more items in the game, of course. Mo says on YouTube, the only character I would like to date would be my shadow bro. He knows how I suffer, but is set to be silent. He gets no love from anybody. I wish our shadows turn into personas. I mean, yeah, because that's what a persona is. It's our other self, our shadow. So I'm not really sat here like thou art I am thou, and I'm dating myself. No new Metro this patch, but there will be another line later. Gotcha. All right. I guess I'll wait. I guess I've been doing a little too much playing the Metro Train of Desire. We can calm down. Looks like tasks can be upgraded to level 5. So we'll get at least 5 shards per completion. How many shards we need? 30, right? We need 30 shards to make a Cognite. I think you said, oh, let me scroll up. So that way you don't have to repeat yourself. No, 60 shards. Okay. 60 shards. Gotcha. All right. So 5 shards per completion is actually, that's pretty quick. Dial time is 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Up for the, that's for the update. All right, cool. So I have time. Mel says I have no one but my philosophy. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Oh, I got my math wrong. That's not quick. 5 shards a week would be take 12 tweaks to get 1 Cognite. Oh, I thought it was per day. Sorry, I thought it was 5 shards per day. So we, all right, so it's weekly missions. Gotcha. But I'll assume they'll add other ways to earn the shards later. But hey, as a free-to-play player, I can wait. I can wait. Mo says, is Persona still Malcolm X Jr.? You already know it. You know, we may do a parody of that later. I may draw that. I may actually draw that. We'll see. But that's still a fun idea. Apopa says, I'm up to 282 Velvet Trial stars now, but I know I can get a lot more with Wind and Chord. Yo, same here, brother. Same here. As in, like, I know I can get more, but I think, but 282 is really good. They're definitely hard. I think I'm only getting 162 or something like that. Like, I think I'm like at 100 and something. I know I haven't hit the 200 mark yet, but like, I just, all my, you know, because I all my resources were concentrated on the fire team, so it's like, you know, I can only do the fire one, and then like even like the main Velvet Trial ones, I'm struggling because I'm missing key pieces. Because Velvet Trials, to score high, you need to like hit super effective damage with everybody that's not Wonder, and that's what really kills me because I only have so many characters. I'm missing characters to do a lot of these Velvet Trial missions. So like, you know, I can clear them because I use Wonder, but then I can't score high because, you know, I don't have characters to score for that extra points for hitting weakness. But now that I've got um now that I've got more now that I've got Floret stack and hit for wind damage, right? And we have Tomoko, but the other psychic, the psychonesis one is the little girl. I forget her name already. But she's like a 5-star, right? So I guess I'll get her when I get her. But having wind and cord is going to be very helpful. Cord's another lightning unit, so now that's going to be my second one aside from closer. And yeah, and then we also got Wind, who's a Navi. So I'll have my third Navi. Now, if I didn't already get Puppet, I would have been more excited to get Wind, but now I have Puppet. Now I have and I also have shoot, I always forget her name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Now we have Wind. You could do okay with the oh wait, sorry, I didn't read Moles. I didn't play the game since last week. I'm so busy to even level up. Well, make sure after tonight's update that you start logging in, because Opopus has dropped like all the info coming up on the new update. We're getting a lot of stuff. We're getting a lot of freebies. We're getting so many resources just for playing. We're gonna have missions to do. We're getting a lot of content. Like for the last 2 weeks, like I have a buddy who's also playing P5X, and he's been telling me he is bored out of his mind because he's caught up with all the content. There's nothing to do outside of the events, and he wants more in-game content. He wants to play another palace. He's bored. He's ready to go, and I just kind of told him, listen, just kind of do the events, level up your characters, be prepared for the new palace when it does drop, because you don't want to get into the new palace and get your butt kicked because you're not, you didn't level yourself up enough. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Mo, we definitely have a lot of content being dropped. We're gonna have lots to do. We're gonna be planning to be busy with. So no worries. You'll catch up. Apopa says you can do okay with the ice one, Kotone, Shun, and Vino. Okay, you really have very little chance for the cursed ones, unfortunately, being stuck with Sepia. Yeah, I mean, I even have her. or you mean him, the dude, right? Yeah. I need the 5-star chick. But having cord is gonna help me with the electric ones. The ones that I haven't, that I can't touch is I don't have any nuclear. I don't have anybody for nuclear, and I don't have any wind units or persona users. So those are that's gonna take me a while to reach the end of, which sucks because Ufeo's plan wants you to complete a lot of the trials at a high level, but I just can't do that because I'm missing characters. But you have no chance at all for the Bless and the Sai ones. Yeah. I gotcha. Because the only Bless character I have is the, that defensive one, the 3-star or the 4-star chick. And I don't have, I don't have our girl. So she was the only blessed character aside from her. Yuki. You can get Vino as a subpar new character from the gold ticket. Yeah, so when, I'm gonna pull for Cord. Hopefully we can get Vino for Nuke. And maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get, some other characters that I might need. We'll see. Hopefully I get blessed with my pulls. I would also appreciate some shards as well. But, to unlock some A1s for a lot, because it's crazy to me that I've gotten so far, but like most of my 4-star and 3-star characters are not even A1 yet. Like a lot of them like are A0 still, but that's gonna be one of the biggest benefits I get from pulling for Cord. It's that while I'm pulling for Cord, I may get some shards from other users. So overall, my party just gets stronger. I've been holding up from pulling anything aside from the first 50. So yeah, so when you do it like that, it always feels good to start pulling. Every limited character I want is an opportunity to power up my other characters. But again, I'm gonna wait for the first that 6-month anniversary thing to start pulling the gold tickets, even though realistically they're probably gonna give us a lot of tickets. I'll just hold off, which, with all the gacha games I've been playing, that's something I've learned to be good at, just kind of holding on to resources and just kind of accepting that, there's just going to be some content I won't be able to beat for a while. Mo says Pokemon may start suing for similar turn-based system. Nah. Listen, okay, they already went crazy for Power World. Okay, their hunger has been sedated. They're satisfied. They're not gonna go after nobody else, at least for now. Apopa says my mom will be home soon, so I should have to go. Okay, have a good stream. Hope to catch you Monday. All right. Thank you so much for the info dump, all the help. He also says, this reminds me that the guaranteed banner is being worked on, so it should come into the next few patches. All right, good. That's great. So that makes me feel so much better about saving up. So, we'll pull when things are better. That feels rewarding. All right, if anything, I'll catch you on Monday. I'll share the characters on the companion chat. And yeah. Thanks so much for the support once again, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and have a wonderful weekend, because I won't see you guys until Monday. Yeah. Speaking of weekend, definitely gonna be talking about P5X this weekend with the new update. And I'm looking forward to finally getting a new character added to the roster. We're gonna have Wind and Cord added, which is gonna be cool. We do all these bodies. Mel says, I still feel that Labor Day was a scam for me. Why? What happened? How was your Labor Day, by the way, guys? Or anyone? Totally forgot to ask that. I forgot Labor Day just happened. I did stream on Labor Day, but I went out to a pool party, so I started streaming like super late into the day. Oh, says I was just having double shifts. Ah, gotcha. Working on Labor Day. Terrible, terrible. Absolutely terrible. And you're working on a double? Come on. Yeah, but we definitely got people like, you know, yes, I don't care about this holiday. I want to work. Because that means more money for me. Okay, it's about to be 6 o'clock. We're halfway through the stream. So, you know, after this, we'll get started on working on the illustration. Too high. Plus, I got nail trauma. I slammed the car door so hard on my nail. That's why it was a scam day for me. Ouch! Ouch! How could you do this to yourself? That's like stubbing your toe. Your toenail on the hard metal. Took my nerves 3 seconds to realize the pain. This is how painful it is. It took time for it to be felt like a level 3 burn. Go down to level 2 just to make sure you're emotionally suffered. What do we call that? Adrenaline or something like that? It do be taking a while, you know. You do it and it's just like, oh man. But then you also have those weird moments where you like how do I describe it? Like when you hear it and then you see it and then you start to feel it. Okay. We're gonna delete all this. Alright guys, give me a second. I'm gonna use the bathroom really quick. Then we'll be back and we're gonna work on the illustration. But this is not gonna be one of those super quick bathroom breaks. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put up the be right back screen. So we're gonna put the screen up. But if I don't see you when I come back, thank you so much for dropping by. Big shout out to Apopus and Mo for chatting it up with me during the stream. I really appreciate y'all for being here and showing your support. I will be back very, very soon, and we will be drawing. You know, we'll start on this concept art we have in front, where this is going to be the new starting soon screen for Wednesday. That is the plan. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna hit that back screen. I will return. Okay, I'm back. I have returned. Oh, and Mo has left us a lot to read. Let's see. This is how the pain took. Okay, we read that last time. First, the door was not closed. Good. So I thought I broke the door. So I closed it again. And then I felt the pain like a thunderstrike. And then I saw my nail turn green. Ooh, the process happened in 3 seconds. Gotcha. So then, wow, your nail turned green? Not even like blue? The explanation of a few moments can take philosophy books to get a close description of the moment, or even how it felt. Mo with his green damaged nail. Oh my gosh. So I mean, like, so how's your nail doing? Like, does it look bad? Is there a bruise? Like, what's going on here? We need the updates now. We need the update, brother. Hey, what's up, Tally? You came just in time. I just returned, and we're ready to make an illustration. But how are you doing today? It's already a little past 6. And yeah. I'm good. Just did my first assignment. No, you started classes already, right? And I'm assuming they're night classes. By the way, are your classes, are you taking them at home, or are you physically going to these classes? Out of curiosity, because in my head I automatically assumed that you're taking the classes from home. Because to me that's just what's realistic. But I mean, like, kudos to you if you're going there as well. But that's tough. That's really hard. Mo says just the sublingual hematoma, which is the blood on the nail, exploded. It exploded. Why are you acting like that's very casual? That's a casual thing that happens. There must be some kind of discoloration going on here. Everything's online, Tally? Oh, okay. All right, cool. Just want to confirm. All right. And how's that first assignment going? How does it feel? Easy, right? Easy first assignment. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Also, for anybody who's interested, actually, I've been setting up a world in Don't Starve Together to play with other players online. I'm eventually gonna do a stream with that. So if anybody has the game and they want to get online and play with me, you know, just letting you know. Come check me out on Monday. I am playing Walter. So if you are a Walter main and you want to play a Walter, then I'm sorry. I have taken that character. Ali says it was easy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What game? Sorry, I walked away for a second. Oh, it's called Don't Start Together. Mo says it's a weird green color, but science means it. That means I have high calcium. Really? So I can make my blood green. Is what you're saying. Okay, I think this will be good. Yeah, even Mo put it on the screen. Don't start together. Tyler says, I want to get coffee, but I'm in my PJs. So get your coffee. Get the coffee. Anybody else want coffee? I'm gonna stop. So yeah, my brain just instantly. Let me start drawing before my brain dives into brain rot. It's raining. See, even better. That's even better. And at 8, I have to pick up my parents from the airport. Oh, that's like literally when I finish stream. Well, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, you know, if you feel like you need the coffee to stay awake and to do that drive. Otherwise, you could, once you get into the car, you could pick up the coffee before you pick up your parents. You know? Do you have coffee at home? Because part of me is also like, why don't you just make it? We got a coffee maker. So I don't want to get my outfit for PJs wet? Question mark? I do, but not the same as Starbucks coffee. Okay. Mo says he can give us a chemistry lesson if we want. What do we think, Chad? We want a chemistry lesson? We want Mo to spill the beans. Halloween is around the corner. How do I get green blood? Asking for a friend. I just want to grid it out so I understand the contour of the planes. You don't know who Calcifer is? The little fire god from Howl's Moving Castle? I don't think I saw that one. Hold on, let me look up Howl's Moving Castle. Maybe I did see it. Hold on. No, I didn't see this one. I didn't see most of their movies. But there was a time where you know, I had a little movie date with a crush in my past, and we watched literally all the movies together. Well, almost all of it. We tried to watch all of it. Cause she also never saw the movies. But House Movie Castle was not a movie we saw. And we didn't see Princess Minima something. I always forget the name. We didn't see that one either, but that's because I already saw that one. We can go on a movie date while we watching. You love that one too? Which one? The princess one? That was a dark one. I'm not gonna lie. That was a very dark one. Now in terms of anime movies, there is I do want to see some of the newer ones. What's his name? Miyazaki? I always forget his name. There's a studio that you know, the guys that brought the movie Your Name. They made a couple of other titles. I know, like, what, Bella is one of them, which is like the singer. They also made Weathering with You, which is another one I haven't seen. But like, I haven't seen a lot of the romance ones that recently came out. And I know the Ghibli also came out with a new movie, but like, I was aware of it, but like nobody really talks about it, to be honest. At least not like the older ones. Mel says calcium is not directly involved, but because it helps reflect light somehow. It's just like the green poop issue too, but the poop is more into iron supplements and blah, so it's just a light trick. It's a light trick. That's interesting. Calcium affecting how our bodies reflect light. I'm very curious about that, just because of, you know, of how much I understand about light and how it works with the body. I know that blood isn't it isn't red. So it does make sense to me. So most of the veins in blood turning into weird colors are usually the length of color. Gotcha. Miyazaki. There you go. That's his freaking name. Thank you, Mo. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, man. I'm a terrible fan. I'm such a bad fan. I always forget the names of the people. You know, I'm always forgetting their names. I usually don't pay attention who creates stuff, you know. I just have the memory. I like the work, and then, you know, that's typically it for me. Okay. Phil says, don't worry, I watch animes. It's this much I would be in top 10k people who watch the most animes. Kai says, Mo, me too. Crunchyroll can't keep up. She says, as your Twitch wife, I would watch whatever you want. Whatever I want. Where can we watch the Teletubbies? I'm kidding. Because what I really want to watch is My Little Pony. That's right. We're watching My Little Pony together. We're going to learn about friendship being magical. How about that? What if I rotate this? Can I rotate this? I mean, I could. But that's just overcomplicated things. So whatever you wish, that's fine. We will watch MLP. Let's go, Major League Baseball. I'm stuck. Mo says, on my anime list, I have 1.1k animes watched and 309 on Kiss Anime, 123 on 9 animes, and more on others that got taken down, while Crunchyroll is just 32. Yo, Mo has all the spots, bros. He knows all the anime junctions. I think Kiss Anime is where I saw all the movies, though. I think. But, you know, I mean, I don't even know how much anime I've seen. I should, like, make a My Anime account and start listing everything, right? Mo's over here with 1k. I don't even think I watched 1,000 animes. I know I watched a lot when I was little. But man, we have sure come a long way when it comes to anime, huh? He says, hubby, can I have a soda? Well, it depends. You know, When was the last time drinking soda? You know, we need context. Mo says I still watched just 3 romance animes. Oh, we can't say that on YouTube. We can't say that. We can't say that. Maybe Monday? Labor Day? How was Labor Day, by the way? Oh, no, wait. You were here on my stream when I was playing the game. Never mind. But nah, Monday's too soon. So, no soda. It's too soon. You know, it's funny, too. I was at my, I was at the pool party, and they were just like, oh, Tario, are you gonna drink soda? Because I only drink soda once a month. So, now it's September. I got my monthly reset. And they're just like, yeah, might as well start the month with a soda. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I will drink a soda today. And then, I forgot. I never drink the soda. So now I'm here like, yes, I can drink soda later. I just gotta cash it in at some point. Yeah, it's because yeah, no worries, Mo. It's just because lately I've been, you know, aside from the art stream, my video game streams have been very 18 plus lately. So like, I just felt like, you know, we all got kind of comfortable. Yes, as the faithful wifey, as the Twitch wifey, you were here. Watching me get destroyed in Pokemon Unite. Okay, made the table wider. Nice says, I was good, I did my homework, I finished my grading, and I helped my admin today. Okay, well, I mean, you know, those have rewards for themselves, but, you know... You can't talk your way, you know, into denying science. Someone says last time I drank soda was 2022 when Tario was rapping with 50 Cent in the New Jersey concert. Oh yeah, I remember that. Those are good times. Good times. 50 Cent was not as cool as I thought he was. But still good times. To be honest, last time was 2023. That's July 14th. It was a Friday. He remembers that day vividly. No, Tali, no soda. I passed the ball. Tyra continues to shout. Oh, yeah. And then we went to Taco Bell afterwards. That reminds me of a story from Taco Bell. We had... It's alright, story time. Real quick story time. Because this was such a funny moment. But I got a buddy, right? And he's a big guy. And he loves to eat. He loves to eat. And I remember, you know, so we had a friend group that we would hang out at restaurants to play cards and stuff, like tabletop games. Because, you know, this is the point in our lives where we didn't have like our own spaces. So we had to go to like the fast food restaurants to just hang out because we had no spaces, you know? You have fast food? No. We went to Taco Bell. Doesn't mean I ate a taco. Anyways, Mo says G-Man and Tario. No, this is not G-Man. No. This is we have epic stories. This is just a funny story. With another friend group. But this one was funny because you know, we met up at Taco Bell, right, to hang out. Now, and you know, I know it's a fast food place. Now, you know, these guys, they would eat the fast food. But I would just be there to hang out. I wouldn't eat the fast food because, you know, I'm not trying to be unhealthy here. So everybody else have fast food while we hang out, whatever. And you know, I gotta give code names to these people. So my you know, so for my buddy, we'll call him David, right? So David loves to eat, right? And he loves Taco Bell. So David shows up very late, but he's here. And he's like, yo, I'm gonna get my food, I'm gonna go order some food or whatever, I'm gonna sit down. So this guy gets his food and he comes back to the table and he starts busting it down, right? And then we have some random guy he comes up to one of my other friends at the table. Now I can't remember how this started, but I know that he asked him about something, I forgot what he asked him, but he was asking him about something like crazy, like I wouldn't say not crazy, but he was asking for like a favor or something. I can't remember quite what it was, but you know, I'm just sitting there listening to the conversation, just doing my, you know, doing whatever, right? And then you know, then the guy, my friend, says something to him that upsets the guy, and then he gets angry. So he decides to threaten my friend right there, like he's gonna hit him or something. And the moment I hear that, I get up. I get up like, what did you say? And after I get up, the rest of the group follow me. Everybody but David. I saw everyone follow and get up with me, ready to defend our friend. But I look over I look over to David, and he's just looking at me with eye shots, like very confused in the air, like what's going on, with food in his mouth. And every time I think back to that moment, it's just kind of like, that was just so funny to me. I don't know why. Like, oh man, everybody was prepared to throw some hands, but this guy was only prepared to throw food. And that was hilarious. So nothing happened, by the way. The guy saw us all getting up, and he's like, "Oh, okay, never mind. I'm gonna back up. You know, I'm obviously outnumbered here. You know." And then he just left. He left the Taco Bell. But after that, we all sat down, and I was just like, "Yo, tell me how I look at this guy." And he got food in his mouth, like mad confused, and we all started just laughing at him and making fun of him because we just found that so freaking funny. This guy truly loves to eat, even in danger. Them fighting food wars? Fighting food wars. Imagine. He was ready to throw a burrito at the guy. Like, I got you, fam. I know there's food in my mouth, but I got you. There's food in my hands, but I got you. I'm not. This food is not for eating. It's for hurting. Okay, so now that I've drawn all of these other items on the table, I kind of want to move the freaking screen back again. So let's reposition this screen. See, and this is when I know I'm doing this organically, but if you want a shortcut, just use 3D items, and you can arrange your table however you like. Saves you a lot of time. If I knew how to use 3D, you know, the 3D stuff, I would do that to arrange this concept to make it easier for me, save me some time, but I don't know how to do it, so we're gonna do this the natural way. You know, with math and our understanding of perspective. Mo says, I don't think someone will take my lead on YouTube, so I'm gonna let my server open the shadow realm. Going to the portal. And now Mo's on Twitch. Food Wars is also named for an anime with a weird thing that happened. Yeah, I love Food Wars. What's the name? Shoot, hold on. I can't remember. But I love that theme that happens every time somebody does something cool. It's like the something dish. But is that one with that freaking where they be strumming that guitar? But yeah, I really I enjoyed Food Wars. Very, very motivated. It's very it's one of those animes that really get you motivated, you know what I'm saying? And it's also like I like that it represents this idea that you should leave your comfort zone and kind of explore the world, you know, in your profession, because that's something that I like to preach here and there. Like, you know, I know at least back in my card gaming career, I used to, oh, and Smash Brothers too, when I used to compete in Smash Brothers, something that I would always make fun of people for never leaving their circles. You know, so I had a saying, right? I had a saying, and you know, it was a phrase that always triggered people. But you know, for me, it's just like, nah, yeah, I'm just saying the truth. But you know, I had a phrase, and you know, and it's kind of like a how I would crown people. But you know, whenever somebody ever tells me, oh, you know, I'm like the best in my circle, you know, I would say congratulations, you're the king of the scrubs. You know, and if you're proud of that, then good for you. But out here in the real world, okay, we challenge people outside of our circle because, you know, we're able to challenge what makes us uncomfortable. But that's generally the type of people they tend to be when I do interact with people who just only play in their friend group. It's just like they just like being the best in their group, and that's it. And they're afraid of going outside of that because then they have to, you know, come to the realization and have to face the fact that they're not as good as they think they are when they play against somebody else that is way better. But that's just like, that's competition just in general. You know, if you want to compete, you got to go out there in the world, man. And Food Wars really encapsulates that, because Soma in the beginning was like, I'm so good at cooking, everybody loves my cooking, we're doing so good. And then his father's like, I'm closing the shop, you can go to school. Go learn, go out there in the world and learn, okay? You're gonna find other people who can cook just as good as you, if not better. And I want you to learn from them, understand that, you know, use it to grow yourself as a better person. And I was so into that. I was just like, oh man, this guy got humbled, like, you know, so much. He took his L's. It was a good anime. It's a great anime. If you haven't watched Food Wars, I definitely recommend it. Definitely if you're on the older side as well, because you know, some strange things happen. I love the story, but you know, that's like the only part that has me a little on edge when I'm like recommending it to people. Well says the concept is good, but what happens is too much. You know, this humor is good enough to get killed by my wife, but she saw them after eating. You gotta do it after they eat and they get the food. Food, I guess we can say foodgasm, right? Is that safe to say? I hope that's safe. Hubby, want to cook with me? Sure. What are we making? What are we chefing up? I learned all about the different like knives and what they all do thanks to Food Wars. You know. This way, skip scenes is a good thing. I'm not that much of a cook, but I make the best egg sandwiches in the world. World renowned egg. All right. Well, you know, you gotta have Erina taste it. You know, she's got the god's tongue. She'll tell you if that egg is the best or not. See, yeah, you gotta bring the egg sandwiches to the party next time. Gotta get that god's tongue to try, you know? I'm always picking on his food. You can't stop me. I'm hungry. Okay, so we got this table. We've got a keyboard. We've got a drawing tablet. We've got some oh, got some books on the corner of the table here. So now this sense of space is starting to come together. We got a monitor. Okay. So now we gotta make this chair. Let's see. Well says it's because I never eat them. They get disappeared before taro aged. They disappear. Yes, 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 yes. You gotta be fast. You gotta be quick, man. It says that looks like my desk right now. All it's missing is the planner on the wall. Dude, that's the funny part. There is no wall here. Stuff. I made once 3 eggs with pepper, a bit of green onions, a bit of secret recipe spices, and lebna, and in less than a minute I found taro just eating up like a vacuum cleaner. Yeah, I was given. Yeah, I was. Vroom vroom. Devour. What do you mean that was mean? That's compliments to the chef, okay? Not mean about that. Yeah, no wonder. I was on the wrong layer. Yeah, let's keep it. We're just drawing on the top. Let's give it an arc. Math has to be mathin'. But it's looking like it's mathin' here. Yeah. We can make this taller. Want to move these eyes up a little more. Just a little more. Okay. So now I'm gonna do this thing where we're gonna move everything up. Move the horizon line up, and now we can see more of the chair. What y'all talking about? Let's see. Sally says she loves egg sandwiches since she can't make the tuna ones. Mel says, I am the most fearsome deity created, but I fear someone, and it's my own wife. A man only fear is his wife's anger. Ty says, as you should, but I'm little, but I'll fight you. So the consequences would be Tario putting things on the top shelf, because I won't reach. By the way, the table is 6 feet tall, and yet Tally is a measly 5'3". But Mel knows that because G-Man is so tall, Shaq is a baby next to him. Yo, chill! Don't be talking about Shaq like that, alright? He's very sensitive about his height. And stop. Don't worry, I'm 5'5", but people think I'm 5'9", sir. Ooh, because of my cold black owl eyes. That just means they're dilated. Yeah. Or am I? Okay, so we've got a chair, and but yes, and you know, we always do fear the wife. You know, when you have a powerful wife, you fear her, okay? And that's because, you know, men don't like to say it out loud, but we like strong women, okay? We like strong women, all right? Because we know that no other guy can come up to her and sweet talk her, okay? And take her away from us. No, they can't. Just like Goku and Vegeta, man. Which makes so much sense in the grand scheme of things. I'm a strong woman. Do you like me? Well, how strong are you, huh? Are you strong enough for me to call Goku? Can you beat Goku, though? That's what I want to know. How strong are you? Huh? If you can beat Goku, then, you know, maybe. This should be higher. Let's adjust this. Let's pick it up just a bit more. I feel like this should be higher. I feel like it should be higher, and I'm just gonna go over here and dig into the back. This chair. Yeah. I'm gonna move the whole table back. Just adjusting where I want things to be positioned here. Let's move the table back as well. I want to stretch this seat higher. Let's catch up with chat here. Let's see. Tally says, you can be Goku? You're saying you can be Goku, Tally. All I have to do is leave and he will be defeated? No, that's not how you beat Goku, okay? You gotta be Goku. It's the only way to earn my attraction, okay? If you're stronger than Goku, then, you know, I'm very, very attracted, you know? Okay. Anyways, Mo says, nah, I'm just a scary looking man with wrestling, soccer, and boxing experience and neuroscience education, so I don't know why they think I'm scary. So what if my candies are a bit sharper and larger than normal? I won't bite. I would use anything to fight, even Taro's old Lego car that I accidentally broke. Listen, I haven't forgiven you about that, but hey, it's okay because now some 12-year-old kid made Lego glue to keep it together. So, you know, these bad memories will never happen again, okay? But I'll get you back for that one day. And Tally says, and if it was Vegeta, all I have to do is say that I won't shower with him. Yo, chill, bro. I won't leave Vegeta alone. He's, yo, why? why gotta do this to my man, bro? Oh my god, y'all won't let him live through it, bro. Alright. One says, why are you cheating on Tario? Tally says, he asked a question. I would never cheat on my hubby. And I'm a trained forensic psychologist, which means that she can control me, guys. That's what that really means. And she says, nice to meet people in the neuro field. And Illusional says, yo, this looks sick. Hey, what's up, Illusional? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm actually working on the starting soon screen for the stream right now. And I'm working out the logistics of where everything sits in space here. I haven't even drawn the main character yet. She's supposed to be sitting on the chair. I'm just trying to figure out where the chair is supposed to be sitting. But yeah, thank you so much for dropping by. You know, hope you enjoyed chatting with everybody here. Mo says he's asking because Dragon Ball is my favorite anime, of course. And Tali is showing off saying that she has all 7 Dragon Balls tattooed. Okay. What do you mean he's picking on you? All you guys gotta do is share your love for the, you know, Dragon Ball. But man, my you know, Dragon Ball, like my favorite characters in that series changed as I grew up watching Dragon Ball. Like in the beginning, my favorite character was Gohan, but that's because, you know, of course I started with Dragon Ball Z. I wasn't old enough to watch Dragon Ball, or probably didn't even exist when it came out. But I really like Gohan because I didn't, you know, when I was younger, I didn't like how much fighting Dragon Ball Z had. Like, which is weird to say, I know, but it's just, you know, all the characters were just so aggressive. They always had to fight it out. Gohan was that one character that was just kind of like, you know, in my headspace, where it's just kind of like, you know, why do I have to be super strong? Why do I have to fight? Right? Like, you know, can't we do things peacefully? Can't we talk it out? Well, he wasn't really like that, but he's kind of like within that realm until the Cell Saga, where he learned, you know, and that was like a very big lesson for me when I was little watching this. Because Android 16 helps him understand that, there's some people out there that just will not be willing to listen to reason, and you gotta beat them up. That's the only way they gotta understand, because otherwise they will be a threat to the people you love, and you have to protect the things you love. You have to, absolutely have to. So yeah, that was, for me, that was very life-changing, very big lesson for me as a young boy. So thank you, Akira, for helping me understand that. And that's why, Gohan was my favorite. Even like in the Buu saga, I still like the Gohan, which is an unpopular opinion. I know everybody liked Gohan when he did, he turned Super Saiyan 2, he beat up Cell, and now he's all cool and stuff. And then it's like he went back to being a dork. But that's just who he is, in my opinion. You gotta bring that out of Gohan. You know what I'm saying? Like, Gohan is like very tolerant person because he's smart. He's very empathetic and he's understanding, which is why he has that infinity with all the animals in the wild. He made all his animal friends and stuff. Gohan has the most empathy in that freaking show. But obviously as Goku's son, you push him. If you push him enough, you bring out the warrior in him. But then I got older and I just, I watched Dragon Ball Z Kai, and which was like the remake. I even saw Dragon Ball. I saw Dragon Ball GT, and then Dragon Ball Super came out. But then it's just kind of like I went from liking Gohan to like really liking Vegeta when I was older. And maybe I just didn't understand Vegeta when I was younger, but like now I kind of get where Vegeta's coming from. And and like my feelings toward Goku is just like, he's just that guy. Like, on a level, I'm annoyed that he gets plot armor, but because that's what Vegeta complains about. Like, I work really hard and I can't catch up to this guy. Not to say that Goku doesn't work hard, but like, for Goku, things just kind of come more naturally, I guess. And Goku also has power of friendships. He has better connections than Vegeta. He knows more. He knows all these other people, and he also gets that karma. Goku has good karma, which is why he gets ahead of Vegeta. But Vegeta ended up being like a character that I liked as an adult coming back in. Mo says the best is Piccolo, and then Vegeta, and then Gohan, and then Frieza, or Freezer, or whatever they call in your region. It's the fourth Goku is my fifth for me. And then Tali says Krillin was my favorite. Don't judge me. Why would I judge you? Krillin is the strongest human, is he not? It's either Krillin or Tien. It's one of those two. But yeah, Krillin is the best. Krillin taught me loyalty. I don't care what nobody says, but Krillin taught me loyalty, because Krillin was by Goku's side like the whole time. Now obviously in the beginning in Dragon Ball, Krillin was a not so great person, but he learned how to be a good person through Goku, because Goku did that beautiful thing, which is like why I love how Akira presents Goku as a character. But Goku does this beautiful thing where, despite having all that innocence, right? Krillin tried to do all these things to him, but Goku always responded in like in kindness, like genuine kindness. You know what I'm saying? And Krillin just kind of got over himself. That humbled him. And Krillin just learned to be a more better person. yeah, and then Krillin became the character that we love today, right? But Krillin is, you know, Krillin is like the most loyal. Like, despite people make fun of him because he's always scared, but it's just like, yeah, but he's there, bro. Cause like I've grown up with some friends who are scared, you know, like some really cowardly people. And let me tell you, they don't stick around for anything. They leave you. And Krillin was there for every fight. Krillin was there for every fight. Even if he was scared. You know, he had a whole episode about being afraid. Remember, they were fighting like the ghosts of their past. They went to like a forest and he had to fight all these people. He got traumatized fighting Frieza again because, you know, Frieza killed him before. You know, and he just, you know, in that episode, Krillin just kind of helped. Whoops. No, do not do that. Alright. To help Krillin get over his fears. But, like, yeah, man, Krillin is the GOAT best friend. He didn't have to be strong for me to respect him. You know, and it gave me courage being young because, you know, I've had moments where bad things happen, and, you know, with my friend group, but I have chosen to stand with them, even if I was uncomfortable, even if I was scared, even if I felt like what we're doing was stupid. You know, I understood that I had to be there, you know, because that's what friends do, right? And that goes a long way. Mo says the best anime character for me though was Kanaki. Now it's Ainzin from Overlord. I haven't seen Overlord, so I don't know. Probably says she also loves that character, and Kanaki's in her anime harem. And Mo says I liked him, then he's still good, but now out of his nostalgia theme, if you understand, even in the manga version. And then I watch animes for quality and concept. I hate when stuff turns into fan service. That's why I skip scenes, even when watching a Dragon Ball. When you're watching Food Wars and they eat the food, it's like, hold up, fast forward real quick. They're doing that thing, you know, when their clothes, when they lose their clothes after they take a bite of food for some reason. While it's not my favorite thing on Food Wars, I will admit that's a very smart thing. Okay. Now we gotta draw this bean. Okay. Actually, I want this to lean a little forward more. Let's lean this bean a little more forward. Yeah. I'm trying to keep this chat PG, but you're not helping. Listen, okay? I am definitely helping. You just gotta, you just don't pass the line. That's it. Just don't pass the line. Uh-oh, I hear the ice cream outside. You know what that means. You know what? I guess we can add a computer here to fill in the space on the bottom here. Like a freaking PC under the table. And maybe all these wires will go down here. Alright. Just throw through it. Okay. Okay. I didn't draw this bean right. I gotta redo this bean body here. I said I'm gonna pick up my parents. Okay. Bye. Hi, Tally. Ooh, sorry. Thanks for dropping by. Have a safe drive tonight. Okay. And you know, enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you on a Monday. Mo says, bro, I watch even sometimes with my younger cousins. How am I supposed to, for example, watch with them what they want? And one says that I heard about DxD or Code Geass and Attack on Titan. How am I supposed to make them watch it when I write down every skip scenes? That's a lot. That's a lot. Tali says you will let them. They can take it. What do you mean? No. What do you mean? What do you mean? You know, we say that and then it messes them up psychologically, you know, and then we blame it on other things. Let me stop. Actually, I think somebody put up a stat saying that you know, anime is more popular right now. So it's like, despite American, like, you know, censorship and stuff, anime is still the more popular cartoon. You know, and that's why they always put fewer discretion advised, because they just want to give the parents all the power on whether or not their child can consume the media or not. Which is where we've come to. June 24th to 5. After new generation of Chinese and Korean animes, the anime fan base is about 13 to 18% more. Yeah, but it's like, well, why is anime more popular than, like, you know, Marvel and DC, right? Why is it more popular than the cartoons we have on Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon? And just to put it out there, I have no idea what they're showing on those channels anymore. I haven't watched any of these things. I actually have not even seen a Marvel or DC movie in a long time. Everybody's talking about Superman, and I'm like, yeah, haven't seen it. Okay, if we're gonna put the hands like this, then we've got to move the leg. Now we gotta take this beam. Closer here. Maybe I should have drawn her in another layer. This easier. Propaganda and flags. No need to explain more because it's the same with gaming. If you give us soulless characters with too many agendas, trust this failing 90% of the time. Yeah, yeah. To these companies, it's all about money. They just want skins. Let's brighten this up here. I want to make the chin very rounded. You know, it's just to give that sense of being small. Dario's daughter. No. This is Will's daughter. Okay. It's a difference. I kind of feel like maybe I should be stretching this a little more to the side over here. And we'll have the starting soon on the monitor here. And there we go. So, what are we thinking, guys? What are you thinking? A new starting soon screen. But I do have to tweak a few things. For example, I gotta tweak her leg here. Okay, so let me actually make a note here. Gotta adjust the leg, okay. Just not, I also gotta adjust. Adjust the leg. Adjust where she's sitting. It doesn't exactly look like she's sitting in the plane of the seat here. So I have to adjust her body just in general. I used the bean shape, and I kind of kept her in the square. But that's the problem when you're using the bean shape. It makes it easier to draw the character, but then you're kind of like not mathematically aligning it to the space that it belongs to. But she is wearing a dress. We could cut and get away with it, but you know, the idea was to just get her on the paper. Now that she's here, I can like adjust it and move it around. You know, maybe make a new layer. Or cut her off of this layer and then draw it on top of it again. You know, there's many ways you can edit it. But we're gonna, you know, leave the notes here. It's about to be 8 o'clock, so my time on stream is up. Mo says, I found that Japan has a new anime, but it's about Islam, and that looks cool. You know, that'd be interesting. They made one about Jesus too, right? At some point. Which is not, I haven't seen it, but I heard it was actually good. But yeah, so look forward to, you know, completing this illustration. So like I said, we're gonna be focused more on, and let me turn off the playlist so you guys can hear me better. So as I announced earlier on the stream, I will be working on Reborn Daughter, which is why thematically, as I'm updating and creating the theme for the art stream, is going to be central around Reborn Daughter because I will be working on the comic again. It's September. We're back to making episodes for the comics, but I will be making the episodes and they're going to be exclusively on my Patreon if you want to read it. Otherwise, you have to. I will be uploading it back on Webtoons starting at at least January. So for the rest of this year, there won't be any Reborn Daughter comics uploaded to Webtoons. Starting next year, I will upload it for you to read for free. I will be making the episodes, starting September. However, I will upload them to my Patreon. If you want early access, you can come check me out on Patreon. I'm going to decrease the fee, the monthly fee. I will say though that if you do have an Apple device and you're paying through Apple, they're gonna charge you more because that's just what happened on the platform. Don't ask me why. Those are just one of the changes they had. But yes, I am going to work with a different business model from here on out. And once again, once I finish season 1 of Reborn Daughter, season 1 is free on Webtoons. I'm working towards the end of that. Season 2 will be locked behind Patreon. So if you want to continue reading the story after season 1 ends, that's going to be the only place you're going to be able to get it. And those are going to be the plans for the rest of the year. So yeah. That being said, let's go ahead and move on to the end of these 3. So as always, guys, your efforts will never betray you. Okay, work hard to get the skills that you want, and they are, you will have them. They'll never betray you. You put all that time into it, you got your skills, and from there you can do whatever you want. You can make your own comic, you can make your own drawings, you can make your own characters. You can make it, if you keep working hard towards reaching your goals, you're going to see it happen. But you just got to be patient with yourself, give it some time, and just remember, your efforts will never betray you. Your efforts will take you there. Okay, I've only gotten to where I am because I've worked hard, I've studied, I've given myself the space and the time for it, and now I'm in a place where I can create my own characters, I can make a comic, and to me, that is what matters. That was my ultimate goal. And my goal was not to make a freaking crazy anime that everybody wants to read and see and make tons of money off of it. No, I think that's a little too far-fetched, and it relies a lot on luck. For me, I just wanted to be capable of creating something of my own, and I have done that. So, and I will continue to do it because this is what gives me some kind of satisfaction, right? But I always like to end my streams and by leaving you with that. If you felt like the stream was helpful, if you enjoyed it, if you felt like you learned something, or if you just want to support your boy, hit that like button if you're on YouTube. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And, I hope to see you next time. Subscribe for more. And if you ever want tips, feel free to chat with me during a live stream. We stream here every Wednesday for art. Mo says, last time I opened Webtoon was a long time ago. It was almost a year together. Well, it's funny because I started the stream saying that it's been 2 years since Reborn Daughter came out. But I took a year off. I spent a whole year straight working on it. I made 29 episodes in a year, and then I took a break for a year. And now I'm coming back to continue the comic. But yes, adios, Mo. Thank you so much for dropping by and for supporting your boy. That's what the OGs do, and you've been an OG since the start. So I appreciate you. I'll have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on the next stream. Hopefully that'll be Monday when we're playing Persona 5X. But also to leave off for the art stream, I'm going to continue drawing this starting soon screen next week. So next week, the most I will do is adjust and fix the sketch, but I'm not going to move on to line art until next week. We're going to work on this together on the stream. So look forward to that because every other day I will be working on the comic and doing other things. So so on the stream, the stream will be the only way that I will be working on illustrations, and I will be working on it very, very slowly. So for those of you who like my art streams, who want to be a part of it or who enjoy watching it, I think this will be great for you because, you know, there are certain drawings that I've done that I have done things offline, and maybe you've been curious about how I went about doing that. But moving forward, now that I'm doing the illustrations only on the stream, you know, you just have to be a part of the specific point of progress that I will be on. So, you know, you're gonna get your progress videos. Essentially, is basically what I'm trying to say. But yes, all right. So that's enough yapping from me. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks again. Be kind to others. I'll see you on the next one.